BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So just a day or so ago, we looked at the Statcounter desktop browser market share worldwide survey results for December last year. And recently, over and above that, Statcounter have now also posted their desktop Windows version market share worldwide survey results for December last year. So if you are interested, just to take a quick look and compare those percentages. Now, just like the browsers, there are one or two surprises when it comes to Windows. And the first is with Windows XP, which since November last year has actually increased in its market share from 0.4% to 0.48%. So Windows XP, very steadfast, still there at the back, and does remain a popular operating system in some regions of the world. And then moving on to Windows 8, that's the original release, has decreased slightly from 0.79% to 0.67%. Windows 8.1, the opposite applies, has actually increased slightly, 2.54% in November last year to 2.59%. And the same also applies to Windows 7, which has also increased slightly, 10.24% to 11.18%. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see what's actually going to happen with Windows 7 and Windows 8 in the next couple of days, because next week on the 10th of January, Microsoft is ending support for Windows 7, ESU, and Windows 8. So after the end of support next week, going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with those percentages when it comes to their market share. And then the next surprise is Windows 11 has moved up from 16.12% for November to 16.93% for December, and is steadily climbing in its market share. So at this stage, very far behind Windows 10, but nonetheless, every month does seem to be very steadily climbing. So this is going to be another interesting one to watch. And then Windows 10 still dominant in the front, although it has decreased slightly from 69.77% to 68.01%. Still is the dominant factor when it comes to the Windows operating system, and way ahead there of Windows 11. Now, if we just head to the chart, which will just give us a kind of a wider perspective when it comes to the different Windows version market share. Here we can see Windows 10 over the last year or so has actually been dropping slightly, and here we can see it's starting to dip when it comes to its market share. And the opposite applies to Windows 11, which is this kind of powder blue. I don't know if you can pick that up in the video, but it has been increasing slightly in its market share over the last year or so. And we can see here from January 2022 has increased every month and still is going to be increasing. So Windows 10 reaches its end of support in October of 2025. So this graph seems to be coming down slightly, and the Windows 11 one seems to be going up every month slightly. So it's going to be interesting to see if these two graphs for Windows 10 and Windows 11 will actually meet when it comes to the end of support for Windows 10 in 2025. So that's going to be another interesting one to watch. And then Windows 7, here in the light orange, Windows 8.1 here in the darker orange or the red, and then Windows 8 and Windows XP and the other operating, other versions of Windows here, right at the bottom. Very hard to pick up in the video where it comes to that solid kind of blue line and the dotted line. So that's just a quick overview of the different desktop Windows version market share worldwide, according to Statcounter for December 2022. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.